What's up, guys? It's your boy Moo. Now today we're back with another video. Yesterday I tried to get some up for y'all yesterday. I tried to get a video up for y'all yesterday, and my computer malfunctioned to the point where when I was done recording, I made sure I pressed the button, and I went and I tried to edit my stuff. The video never popped up. It never was anywhere on my computer. So today it was just basically the whole joint about LeBron being traded. He's possibly going to the 76ers from what I'm hearing. You know what I'm saying? And that shit had me excited, I'm not gonna lie. You gotta really think about it, man. Like LeBron on the 76ers is gonna be tough. Like seriously, y'all. So I'm hearing about that. We are praying for it to happen, man. That look like that's definitely like the 76ers fit a whole position for him to like, just be on there. You know what I mean? So yeah. But yeah, the 76ers are basically they about to they about to get him. I hope they do. Inshallah they do get LeBron. You know what I mean? We all praying on that right now. Me and my homeboys, we all want LeBron to come to the 76ers. And another one of my friends also said, we should also bring Ben Simmons back as a backup player. Um, which I kind of started to agree on, cause he was talking about the bull. I don't remember what his name was, but it's a white boy that's on the 76ers. And he was basically saying how the Cuz don't have better stats than Ben Simmons when he was there, or like the stat sheet. So it's like we could basically use Ben Simmons as like a contributor, and then but he's not going to be a main like star player or anything because we know how he is when he has a bunch of pressure on him. That's basically what he said. But yeah, that's basically all I got to say. We might possibly begin LeBron. I hope it's true that we get LeBron. I'm hoping we hear something later today because somebody was also talking about some. That would be tough if it was to happen on the 4th of July. The 4th of July is basically when a Declaration of Independence or some shit was signed or something like that. And they said that was like 250 years ago, you know what I'm saying? And just imagine 250 years later, LeBron, the next nigga to pick up the pen to sign with the 76ers, bro. That's so crazy. That nigga pick up the pen again on the 4th of July. That would be so tough. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, after that, I'm gonna be real with you. We really gonna have to say fuck Benjamin Franklin and all of them, bro. And we just gonna have to, we gonna basically have to put LeBron as a replacement for them. And some of the other 76ers niggas as like founding fathers and shit. That should be so fucking tough. That should be so fucking tough. Cause if we being real, don't nobody want Benjamin Franklin or Thomas Jefferson. Look, don't nobody want to idolize them niggas or nothing, bro. Like, or just, you know, admire them. Nobody want to do that. Niggas that literally stole slaves' teeth and they put it in their mouth. They literally stole slaves' teeth and used it as their own. And motherfuckers try to say it was wooden ones. Bitch, how the fuck you gonna put wood as your teeth? What? Listen, do y'all not realize how crazy that looks? To be having it like having wooden teeth. I've never seen nobody with wooden teeth ever in my life. That sounds fucking stupid because once you be just tasting wood all day, like, um, yeah, that shit don't make no fucking sense. So they definitely was using slaves' teeth, and there was also people that was using slaves' hair for furniture and shit. It was motherfuckers that was doing it. It was motherfuckers that was doing that shit. So it'll be tough that LeBron is the next nigga 250 years later to pick up the pen and sign something. You know what I mean? Like coming to Philly. That would be so tough. But yeah, the title of this video is we know the real reason Ja and Zion ruin your basketball lives. Now, I don't know what they mean by this. I kind of know what they mean by the Zion one, but I don't think Ja Morant ruined his basketball reputation. It's like probably the only season he really didn't play enough games. But Ja Morant got something. Zion Williams though, that nigga, yo, I feel like they gave him too much fucking leeway for some reason. Cause it's like, how you the first round pick and like, was it 2020? I'm not sure. But how are you the first round pick, bro? How are you going to be the first round pick, right? And then not only are you the first round pick, not only are you the first round pick, you're the first overall pick. You know what I mean? And you haven't you don't even play 50 games. Like you played more when you was in college than playing in the NBA. That's so crazy to me. And it's like not saying that Zion Williams is washed because he definitely did deserve number one pick. But if you really think about it, if you weren't going to be so fully committed to playing basketball, bro, somebody else could have took your spot from college. We have a lot of niggas that go undrafted. They really be tough ass niggas, bro. So yeah, I also feel like the NBA should make a rule where niggas allowed to slide into the NBA draft the second time because they only give you one try, from what I've heard, and then you just get undrafted and you gotta look for an agent and all that. So yeah, I'm hoping they start to do that. They let niggas get like a second chance at it because we will have a lot of tough ass people in the league if they just, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, yeah, we finna get into the video though. I ain't even gonna lie. I just wasted like probably like 5 minutes of your time. My fault. I don't even realize what the fuck I be doing.
Seasons ago, the Pelicans were in first place in the Western Conference with the Grizzlies sitting in second. And both 22-year-old Zion Williamson and 23-year-old Ja Morant were putting up superstar numbers. Zion was named the NBA's Player of the Week. Ja had just broken the Grizzlies' record for most triple-doubles in franchise history. However, their careers have changed significantly. Zion has never played in a single real playoff game. Ja just had the worst PER of his entire career, and the Grizzlies thought they might have to buy him out before trading into Portland. You might say Zion and Ja are the poster children of career fall-offs, but there might still be time for redemption. We will see. All of this could have been avoided, as it was their own decisions that led us to this point. Only their failures are more complicated than just Zion eating too much and being lazy, or that Ja has just been an off-court menace. Their wasted potential all comes back to one thing. The thing that made them both special is the same thing that destroyed them. Because, listen to this, just 4 players in NBA history have averaged at least 27 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds per game at the age of 22. Oscar Robertson, LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Ja Morant. In his 3rd season, Ja was on track to place his name among NBA legends. Ja was supposed to be the NBA's ultimate underdog story. He himself said he only started to dunk consistently in the summer headed into his senior year of high school, and he finished high school as an unranked recruit. The dunks that would make him a young NBA star were still a long way off, but as a sophomore at Murray State, Ja exploded onto the scene, becoming the first player in NCAA history to average 20 points and 10 assists in a game, as his overwhelming belief in himself made him the second pick.
But I don't know what it is, but when you leave high school, you become way more athletic. And the reason I say this is because this shit happened to me. Like, when I was in high school, bro, it was always somebody behind my ear just talking shit. You know what I mean? And as soon as I left, bro, I just know, like, I just magically got better, like, over, like, probably a summer to... Actually, no. Because once I joined CCP and I started working out with their team, bro, like... I happen to just get, like, better from it. I'm not even gonna lie. But even before that, before I actually started practicing with them, bro, like, I actually started to dunk because I was actually working on that shit a lot during the summertime, and there was really nothing to do. So, yeah, like, I will say, like, when you leave high school, bro, like, a lot of things is gonna change because niggas not in your ear no more. You not, it's not all types of weights on your back anymore. You know what I mean? I started to learn how to dunk. I'm actually higher than I was. I actually learned to get higher than I was when I was in high school. I was never able to get that high. You know what I mean? So, the more you do it is the more comfortable you're going to get. So it's like, I mean, in the air. That's really what y'all gotta understand. And then if you 6'4", you should be able to do that shit too. I'm not even gonna lie. Maybe you can get up higher, maybe you can get up like a little bit lower, but it all varies. You just gotta work on your legs for real. That's all, and your landing.
But Ja was always chasing Zion. In Zion's second season in the NBA, he became one of just 3 players, along with LeBron and Luka, to average 27 points a game as a 20-year-old. Zion made the All-Star team in year 2, which was expected, because Zion Williamson was one of the best young prospects we have ever seen. After a high school career...
That nigga walk like a penguin. He be like these. He be like these. Yo, y'all ever watch Happy Feet? That nigga be like these, bro. He be like these, bro. That nigga be waddling. That nigga be waddling. I'm crying, bro. That nigga Zion Williams really waddling. He be like these.
That saw him become an all-time mixtape legend. Zion surpassed expectations at Duke, not only winning National Player of the Year, but also he is 4th all-time in NCAA history in win shares per 40 minutes in a season.
The fact that it's one of the ways you can tell niggas is athletic is so crazy. Like, the walks be weird as fuck.
First all-time in both box score plus minus and PER. The game came so easy to him. All he needed to do was develop his jump shot, and NBA superstardom was his. Which means both the 2019 draft's first and second picks were supposed to give us a generational battle in the Western Conference. Instead, as of now, second-round pick Daniel Gafford leads the draft class in win shares, as Ja's overwhelming belief in himself soon showed to be a double-edged sword. In March of 2023 on Instagram Live, Ja was seen in a nightclub showing a gun. He was suspended for 8 games and said, "I take full responsibility for my actions last night." Only just 2 months later, on Instagram Live again, Ja flashed a gun again. This time he was suspended 25 games and told us, "I've had time to reflect and realize how much hurt I've caused." But then when he returned to the court, Ja was suspended for making gun gestures.
That's probably why the Grizzlies traded him. You know what I mean? He'd get around another city and then he just do all this fucking bullshit. It gotta be because he went to another city though. Y'all gotta understand, Memphis is kind of the trenches as well. So when that nigga went there, he just started cutting up. So they had to trade him. They had to, and then he could keep getting suspended every game and shit. You don't got time to wait for guards like that, bro.
Then changed over to bazooka celebrations in a move that showed us his apology was
they had to get rid of this nigga. I'm not even gonna lie, that shit was bad for PR training.
Just for show. Ja believed he was untouchable and that when he returned to the court, none of the off-court drama was going to matter. He had gotten to this point from listening to himself and proving everyone wrong.
Why would it stop
PR, now? Zion's fall came in a different form, but it was just as damaging. After building his young career off of extreme athleticism,
fat as shit. That's why he ain't getting traded. He just fat. Zion just big as shit. That's all. You know what I'm saying? He just always stayed, out of shape. You can work with stuff like that, bro. You can work with stuff like that, but you can't work with John Morant. That nigga, that's the type of nigga that actually get killed during the off season, like because he doing a bunch of bullshit.
Zion gained so much weight that Charles Barkley would say.
Do y'all not know that, bro? I didn't even know this when I was younger, but I used to think when you go to the league, like there's no going to jail for you because it's just so many ways to get you out, bro. But no, it is. I used to really think that NBA players get charged for a lot of crimes as well, especially the little scandals and shit. Hell no, but I feel like necessarily if they can go through stuff like that, they can also get killed as well. If they can go through a lot of regular people stuff, they can go through stuff like that as well.
Look like me and Shaq had a baby.
Players died
too. Like me and you had a baby.
So yeah, they just to protect John Morant, they had to get him out of Memphis.
Your
nigga just doing dumb shit.
5-star plays of the week with one tap and jumper. He sent updates to every job on his schedule. 0 callbacks. Holy Buckeye! Start your free trial today at jobber.com.
The place you call home is important to you, so it's important to Allstate. Home is where you make all
like
your
I'm
best
saying, they had to get him out of there, bro, because it's just too much.
Nice work, you two.
That nigga don't
if
know
it's
how
important to you, it's important to us. You're in good hands with Allstate.
I feel like the whole thing with John Morant is so stupid, though. Like, you literally get out of the hood and you're on an NBA team, my nigga. You're getting paid lots of money, and you want to go back to acting like a hood nigga. Normally, niggas act like that because they trying to get out of the hood. This nigga's trying to make it back in. They had to get rid of him.
Zion missed the entire 2022 season because he showed up to training camp weighing over 300 pounds, and his response to Chuck was,
If it comes from a great place and a place where they just want to see me do better, thank you. But if it comes from anywhere else, everybody entitled to their own opinion. Can't control that.
This year, Zion would say, looking back,
The part that would get at me the most is people saying that I didn't care. And I care a lot. I really care.
only a video in 2024 showed Zion getting a back tattoo, and in it, he was noticeably out of shape while his chef prepared him plates of pasta. The God-given talent of
Plates? Plates, my nigga? What the fuck you need plates for? Zion, bro. What the fuck do you need plates for? Plates? Plates of food. Yo, this is plates with an F. It's not plate. He didn't say plate of pasta. He said plates of pasta. Plates? Zion, you... Yo, I ain't gonna lie though, gang. I understand. Listen. I understand that the appetite and everything. You know what I mean? Because I have a brother that's 6'7", bro, or 6'6". You know what I'm saying? And I remember when he was living here, bro. He used to eat he used to have like mountains of food on his fucking plate. But bro, Zion, this nigga Zion had plates. Like they talking about like multiple, nigga. It ain't one. It's multiple. This nigga had multiple plates of food. It's no fucking way.
Athleticism can launch you to the Hall of Fame if you harness it correctly. But what happens when adversity strikes after you've already learned throughout your entire life? You don't have to be the hardest worker on the court to be the best.
I mean,
because eventually,
the nigga do gotta stay strong though, like no bullshit.
Won't your talent shine through? The thing is,
That's
this
crazy.
is actually a valid question, especially when we look at where Ja and Zion came from. One of the craziest parts of their story is that the two were connected from a young age. Before Zion leapt off to greatness, him and Ja played on the same AAU team the summer when Ja was becoming a high school sophomore while Zion was about to become a freshman. 6'3" Zion was reportedly catching lobs from Ja, and Zion stood out enough to join a national AAU team. At the time, Ja didn't. Ja was the underdog early, Zion was the star, and we saw if those mindsets were tapped in correctly, what the two were capable of if things went right in the NBA. And at first, everything in the league did go
Nah,
right.
that was a good
is
pass
why
for
the
Brandon
closer
Ingram,
you look at the numbers, the more impossible this ending becomes. But Zion's career was clouded in controversy from the start. After the draft lottery, it was reported Zion Williamson was quickly whisked out of the room after Pelicans were announced the winner of the draft lottery. Source said the former Duke star was rooting to go to New York, but now is going to New Orleans. The idea that Zion already wanted
New York. That shit don't even look right. The New York Knicks with Zion Williams.
out of New Orleans was there before
Bro,
his...
you know what it really looked tough though? You gotta think Zion Williams either going to the Utah Jazz or the Timberwolves or the Cleveland Cavaliers 76ers. That shit would have been tough. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But a New York Knicks jersey does not look right on Cubs.
rookie season had
That looked
begun.
wild.
But still, let's start with the night Zion Williamson actually arrived. A torn meniscus forced us to wait months for his debut in his rookie season, but the most hyped up prospect since LeBron put on a show in his first game. January 22nd, 2020 against San Antonio. Zion started slow, but then came on in the fourth quarter. In just 3 minutes and 8 seconds, Zion scored 17 straight points, including 4 threes from a guy that nobody thought could shoot. After the game, DeMar DeRozan would say, "The sky is the limit for him." And when Zion tried to call the night abnormal, his own teammate Drew Holiday told the world, "This is gonna be normal." That was the promise. Zion had arrived. But while we had to wait for Zion, Ja had already been turning heads. He was the most electrifying rookie in basketball from the start of the season. In his third career game, he also proved he was clutch.
10 seconds. Ja down the lane. Off the clicks and in. With 7 seconds remaining. Irving against Morant.
tying the game against the Nets.
Yo,
then
why
blocking
somebody
Kyrie
trying to, bro? Why somebody trying to sit here and say that shit didn't happen?
Irving's
That
would-be
shit
game
happened,
winner.
bro. That's
To cap
clear as
this
day on
night
video.
off,
Job. Crowder for the win.
Like, y'all really do
You'll still
anything to
have
defend Kyrie and
confidence.
LeBron. Like, don't get me wrong, bro.
But this,
Like, them niggas is
Not
good players. They
one.
tough. I'm not gonna hate on
2
LeBron
weeks
and
a
them,
year, I
but
discover the most uncommon time.
yo,
of
shut
your
the
life.
fuck up, bro. I was saying, though, I'm never gonna hate on LeBron or Kyrie or Stephen Curry, any of them. Like, if you clearly a good player, you a good player. But like, can we know, bro? I was saying, though, I'm never gonna hate on any of them niggas, but like, you gotta admit, bro, like, them niggas be actually like getting dead bad. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Especially y'all seen during the finals, bro, when that nigga Jared McCain had made LeBron fall, bro. He ain't crossed him, but he like, I guess he tripped him or some
amazing.
shit.
But
I
it
don't
was
know.
in December where he did the thing that turned him into a highlight machine. Ja tried to jump over Kevin Love on a dunk. He missed, but people compared it to Vince Carter at the Olympics. Kevin Love would laugh and say, Ja almost ended my professional career. That kid is something special. Ja's response showed his self-belief in action. He was in the way. Don't get no cool points for no missed dunk. The rest of Zion's rookie season was filled out by flashes of greatness, but injuries to come. He averaged 22.5 points per game, but only played in just 24 games. Ja, though, not only won Rookie of the Year, he also took the Grizzlies to the play-in game, and against Damian Lillard, showed us the next all-star point guard was on the way. Ja finished with 35 points and 8 assists against Dame, but his 8 turnovers were also costly, and Memphis was sent home. Only none of that mattered, because year 2 is where both Zion and Ja's young stardom became undeniable. Zion averaged 27 points a game on 61% shooting, becoming the first player in NBA history to average 27 on 60% for a full season. He made his first All-Star team as the 4th youngest All-Star ever, behind only Kobe, LeBron, and Magic Johnson, and he ran off 25 straight 20-point games. You could not keep him out of the paint, and you could not stop him once he got there. He was a freight train that tried to break the rim, but the Pelicans still struggled to win, and that is where Ja had the advantage. Ja Morant showed us that spring that he was already a playoff raiser. With the lights at their brightest, Ja took the court against the Warriors in the playoff game and scored 35 points. And with the Grizzlies up by 3 and a chance
Against
to
the
close
Warriors,
things
though,
out,
bro, don't they got Curry?
Morant makes his move, spins in the paint, turns, puts it up, puts it in.
How the fuck he beat the
Morant
Warriors?
knocks it down. It's a 5-point game. with
Stephen Curry is literally right
4:45
there, bro.
a floater that officially sunk the Warriors. Then, in the first round of the playoffs, the 8th-seeded Grizzlies walked into Utah and stole Game 1 on the road. 2 nights later, Ja dropped 47, the most playoff points ever scored by a player 21 years or younger, breaking LeBron's record. His self-belief only grew, saying, "I just gotta be aggressive at all times. I put that pressure on myself." So before the controversy, the part that is easily forgotten is that we were looking at the future here. Ja and Zion were putting their names on lists with LeBron, which actually makes sense, because in a story like this, you don't really fall that far if you haven't climbed high enough. And the cracks for Zion were already bursting in year 3, the year he reported to the team at over 300 pounds. And during the trade deadline, CJ McCollum
That
made
nigga big
even
as
more
shit.
headlines,
What the fuck?
saying that he had not spoken to
Yo,
Zion days after the
that
trade
nigga
had
just
taken
jiggling
place.
around.
Zion was training in Oregon with 0 members of the Pelicans coaching staff. The idea that
Yo,
he
bro,
wanted
you got
nothing to do
mans
with the
with
team
Zion.
kept
What the
growing,
hell?
and he certainly was not acting like a franchise leader, not talking to a player who had just been traded to the team. But Ja was the NBA's most improved player and second-team All-NBA. He led Memphis to 56 wins and the number 2 seed. The Grizzlies, Jaren Jackson Jr., Desmond Bane, and Dylan Brooks, were now supposed to be the future of the Western Conference. This quote from Ja would later age horribly.
Who do you look at around the league as you're studying and say, we're going to have to run through them?
Celtics.
No one in the West.
No. I'm fine in the West.
But at this point in time, Ja had every right to believe this statement. In the first round against Minnesota, Game 5, Memphis was down 11 going into the 4th quarter, and Ja scored 18 points in the 4th. He had already done this to Malik Beasley earlier.
Winner takes a 3-2 lead in this opening round series. Morant. Oh!
That shit crazy.
Jawbreaker!
And game on the line, here's what happened.
Get it in for Towns. Back from McLaughlin. The bounce to the outside. The jumper. Good! It's Edwards. Brooks toss it. Morant drives. Morant. Oh, it's good!
He finished with 30, 13, and 9 and outdueled Ant. Somebody asked him what the game-winning play call was. Ja just said, "Go get a bucket, Ja." The Grizzlies won this series, and in the next round, against the eventual champion Golden State Warriors, Ja had maybe the most ridiculous individual stretch of his life. In Game 2, he scored Memphis' final 15 points and finished with 47 again. But then, as fast as it came, in Game 3, everything turned around. Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins trapped Ja during the game, and on the replay, you can see it. Poole reaches down and grabs Ja's right knee and yanks it. Ja goes down, leaves the court, and doesn't come back. He posted a video captioned, "Broke the code," before deleting it. Coach Taylor Jenkins carefully said, "Jordan Poole actually grabbed his knee and yanked it. I'm going to be very curious to see what happens." Poole would say it was a basketball play. Regardless, Ja missed the rest of the series.
How the fuck that's a basketball
But in
play?
the 3 games he played,
This is why
he averaged
Draymond Green smacked the shit out you, or he sucked the shit out you right here. That's why he did that, bro.
38.3 points, 8.3
You
rebounds,
called it a basketball play.
6.7 assists, and 3 steals.
You just yanked
So
that man's knee,
he was
bro.
rewarded. In fact, both Ja
Just
Morant
be-
and Zion
just be
Williamson
real, bro.
each signed identical contracts that summer. 5 years, $193 million, worth up to $231 million with an All-NBA selection. There was only one difference. In Zion's contract, there was a clause. His weight plus his body fat percentage had to stay under 295, or the money wasn't guaranteed. Which brings us to where we started, the 2023 season, and the Pelicans are in first after Zion not only sends a statement to the NBA, he does this against the Suns.
House. No, get it done. And on the spin and the reverse, the slam by Zion. Jose and Chris Paul at the end of the game.
That nigga really water when he walked, bro. That shit is funny.
Amazon business and positively prosper.
Yo, that shit is crazy as hell.
But this is how rivalry started.
He was like a WeWorld character. You know, like when we used to play WeWorld, and they would have like these. I don't even know how to explain it to y'all, but all right, let me get. You know, like how they used to be like these, and they used to be like, that's his feet, bro. That shit crazy.
This is how they start.
A monster dunk when the game was already won that caused a fight. The Suns had finished first the year before. This was a huge statement. And when Zion was playing, he was next to unstoppable. He was
That's
even
tough.
voted as an all-star starter, but his previous weight was causing injuries. A problem with his hamstring ended his season, and the Pelicans fell apart without him. Meanwhile, Ja was making different headlines. Headed into the season, he was a possible face of the NBA. Then came January. First, a courtside argument with Shannon Sharpe at a Lakers game that involved Steven Adams and Ja's own father, with security pulling them away. Then days later, the Indiana
What?
Pacers reported that Ja's own courtside argument with
Shannon Sharp is getting heated with ex-NFL star Shannon Sharp before half.
Shannon Sharpe at a Lakers game that involved Steven Adams and Ja's own father, with
Oh, they might have knew each other.
security pulling them away. Then days later, the Indiana Pacers reported that after a game, an SUV believing to be carrying Ja rolled past their bus, and someone aimed what a Pacer security official called, quote, 100% a gun. On top of this, a 17-year-old went and told police that Ja had punched him in the head during a pickup game at his house, and then flashed a gun in his waistband. Ja's comment
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. They had to trade that nigga. I'm sorry. It's like this nigga went from being that valuable to a team to them having to trade him. I feel so bad for the Grizzlies, bro.
on this situation, I swung first. After all of this came the Instagram Live controversy, which led to Ja saying he was taking full responsibility, but he continued to act the same exact way. However, in the playoffs
This
against
nigga
the
be
Lakers,
doing the same shit as Pooh Shiesty, bro.
Ja Morant still played
They
like
both
a
just
superstar
dumbasses.
for a time. In Game 3, with his hand wrapped from an injury, Ja scored 45 points, including 22 straight Grizzly points in the fourth quarter. Only LeBron and Kobe had ever done that. LeBron after the game would say, "When great players get it going, there's nothing you can do." And that boy's good. Only in Game 6, with the season on the line, Ja had 10 points, shot 3 of 16 from the field in a 125-85 blowout. The worst loss in franchise playoff history. And after this game, he admitted it. Off-the-court issues affected us as an organization. That's the whole Ja Morant problem in two box scores. Just a few games apart. 45 points with 22 in a row where he felt untouchable, 3 of 16 2015 when the season actually depended on him. The talent has never been the question. Whether you can rely on him is. On top of this, a big part of their core was gone. Dillon Brooks had made headlines in the playoffs by calling LeBron old, leaning into his villain nature the entire playoff series. But Memphis, even though they were cool with Ja's antics, didn't appreciate what Dillon Brooks was doing and chose not to bring Brooks back. Brooks was a key defensive piece for them and a now proven scorer for the Phoenix Suns. This loss would hurt them. As for Zion, on June 6, 2023, Zion and his girlfriend posted a gender reveal video announcing a baby girl. Within a day, adult film actress went on a tweet spree claiming a years-long secret
I had a feeling that this nigga Zion Williams had like a baby or something. I was like, wait. I was like, am I thinking of the wrong person right now? Are we thinking about Anthony Edwards, bro? And I'm like, no. Cause it was definitely a reason that this joint, what the fuck was her name? I don't even remember her name, but she like just like made out of all this fucking plastic
relationship
shit.
with Williamson, posting alleged snapshot screenshots and writing, "Better pray I'm not pregnant too because I'm."
That's
definitely
crazy.
late at Zion Williamson. Zion's off-court drama was
Wait, but
making
why
it to became
wait,
posting
am I looking-
alleged snapshot screenshots and writing, "Better pray I'm not pregnant too because."
Why do all Zion Williams women got fake bodies? You couldn't afford them way better? Like, you couldn't get no natural shit? What the fuck?
I'm definitely
Go to the
late
trenches and
at
find
Zion
something. Like,
Williamson.
what the hell?
Zion's off-court drama was making more news than his actual play. Then in 2024, Ja's suspension led to straight-up bad luck. After sitting out the first 25
That's
games,
crazy.
Ja came back and did the unimaginable.
You want mans, bro. I'ma just say this. If I was an NBA player or any type of famous sports, like, you know, player, anything, bro, I'ma say this. Like, I wouldn't even want no girl that's famous they self, bro. I'm gonna have to go to the hood and get me something. I'm sorry. Cause you really just gotta think about it, bro. That's where all the roots is, bro. That's where the roots come from, bro. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. You gotta take somebody out of that motherfucker.
Steve with a chance to win it in his return. Here goes Morant. He spins. Morant scores. And the timer expires. Count the basket. And Ja Morant wins it for the Grizzlies.
A game-winning layup at the buzzer against Zion, but that was his lone bright spot as he dislocated his shoulder, played just 9 games, and Memphis in 2 seasons had gone from the 2nd seed in the West to a 27-55 team. Zion, though, for once, was healthy. He played a career-high 70 games, and it looked like we could forget the past. He not only led New Orleans to the play-in game, but there against the Lakers, he dominated. 40 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. He was leading an 18-point comeback and tied the game with a dunk, but then it happened.
Season high 38 Williamson driving inside. It looks like he's hurt. Look like he got hurt on this drive here. Look at after the finish. Kind of grimaces a little bit as he's running down. Well, he's headed to the locker room. We don't know the extent
Fuck, he
of
angry
injury,
for it,
but
isn't he?
clearly not happy.
With
What
3
the
minutes
fuck are you
left, Zion
aiming for,
grabbed his
bruh?
hamstring. His night.
Yo, Yo, I'm crying like a fucking angry penguin, bruh. Yo, look at this
A little bit
nigga.
As he's running down. Well, he's headed
Why
to
he
the
getting
locker
like
room.
niggas
We
get?
don't
He
know
start
the
wobbling.
extent of the injury, but
He really
clearly
waddling
not
like a
happy.
motherfucker.
With 3 minutes left, Zion grabbed his hamstring.
He was like these, bro. I'm not even gonna do it.
His
I
night
don't
was
even got no
over.
space.
The Pelicans lost, and while they did beat the Kings to
shit
make
funny.
the playoffs without him, they were swept in the first round by the Thunder, the team who had now replaced the Grizzlies as the Western Conference's future. But even more Knicks news popped up. After Zion split from his management, it was reported, even before the 2019 NBA draft lottery sealed Williamson's fate as the Pelicans' #1 overall pick, he had made it clear to the agency that he wanted to play in New York. After beginning his career in New Orleans, Williamson expected more from his
Nigga,
representation.
you don't get to choose where you play if it's a team that got the first pick, bro.
in regards
You
to
don't get to
pursuing
choose that
a
shit.
trade to New York. This
Nobody
was
ever
one
gets
of
to
the
choose
2
that.
driving factors that resulted in the split. The question of whether or not Zion would ever commit to being the face of the Pelicans was certainly a real one. In 2025, Ja Morant's stats slipped as a whole, but Memphis was surprisingly good. They started 35-16 before an all-time slide, and Ja made news again with gun gestures at Buddy Hield.
So you had offsetting technicals during the timeout. As the Warriors were going to the bench, Ja Morant had some form of gesture there.
Bro, somebody gotta smack the shit out of Ja Morant. I'm just saying, bro.
Investigated again, and Ja just said, "I was pretty much a villain for 2 years now." He was done pretending to apologize.
Bro, why the... Yo, Ja Morant literally came from, like, the suburbs or some shit. If y'all don't smack the shit out this nigga, like, I'm so confused why nobody hasn't done that yet. He's really a fake hood nigga, bro.
Memphis ended the season getting swept by the Thunder, as Ja very much had to worry about the Western Conference.
This niggas in the hood really letting this nigga threaten them, bro. If you don't do something to this nigga, what the fuck?
One of the Grizzlies' once promising core was getting closer. As that summer, Desmond Bane was traded to the Magic, taking away one of their biggest wing-scoring threats. Now, it needs to be said, Zion was also sued for and years of abuse by a Jane Doe in this same summer, but because he says it was consensual and an extortion attempt, and the case is still ongoing, that's as far as we'll go here. The point is, the drama just does not stop. Zion, when he played, was still showing us his incredible talent. He averaged 24.6 points a game, but only played in 30 games due to a combination of hamstring and back injuries. The Pels were an awful 21-61. And after Zion was suspended for being late multiple times to the team bus, Carmelo Anthony, who Zion had idolized growing up, came at him, saying,
"Yeah, it's either you don't give a or you just pissing on the territory, and you just saying it, yo. This is my way of saying get me out of here."
And also that
this is like the
he didn't go at him. What the fuck? Why are y'all lying, bro? I think they didn't go at him.
Player empowerment.
Plus,
ain't nobody there. Zion, get your in the gym. Like, nobody's applying pressure to him.
The fall was in full force, and we were seeing.
That's just showing his man tough love, bro. That's it. He ain't going at him, bro. Y'all call anything going at somebody.
Why? Which brings us to right now. After a loss to the Lakers to open the season, Ja's new coach questioned his leadership and effort in the locker room. Ja's response, when asked what he noticed in the game, he said,
"According to them, probably don't play me, honestly." That's basically the message was. So.
And then he kept repeating,
"I'm going to go ask the coaching staff." The garage staff, they had a whole spiel in him, so go ask the coaching staff one.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car. Okay, you ready? All right, $118 for car insurance. That's how much I was paying. Okay? I picked up the car a few months ago and watch this. Okay?
The Grizzlies suspended him for a game for conduct detrimental to the team. And when he came back, a reporter asked if he still had joy for the game, and Ja Morant said one word, no. Ja played in just 20 games, averaged less than 20 points a game, and shot 23.5% from three. It was clear he was not in the gym working, and the self-belief that once carried him was suddenly replaced with a lack of care attitude. Then, at the trade deadline, the Grizzlies showed us that they were just fully giving up on their once second-seeded, brightest future in the West team, as Jaren Jackson Jr. was moved to the Utah Jazz. The end of an era was near. The twist here comes with Zion. In terms of his body, in the NBA, this has actually been the healthiest he's ever looked. Zion played in 62 games and would say,
"Dude, it feels good. It feels good. I haven't built like this since college, high school. Just, I can walk in the gym and I'm like, I feel good."
Only we had seen what he was already capable of, and after averaging 27 points a game in year 2, this season Zion averaged just 21, but compared to Ja, people are still willing to bet that Zion can at least figure it out, which means now both former stars are at a crossroads, and no one would really want to bet on either. Ja arrived at the bottom by refusing to listen. He had spent his whole life proving doubters wrong, from unranked high school prospect to the rookie of the year. So when his coaches, his commissioner, and his own apologies told him to change, he heard the only thing he'd ever heard before, doubt, and he did the only thing that had ever worked for him. He ignored it. Ja will still have a chance to turn things around in Portland. But we've seen this story before. Sometimes a former star gets reignited in a new city, and that could happen with the Blazers. It happened with Zach Randolph. He went from the New York Knicks to the Memphis Grizzlies and completely reinvented his career. But other times, former stars continued their old ways. We saw Ben Simmons just completely struggle on the Brooklyn Nets. So what will happen with Ja? We don't really know. Zion arrived at the same bottom by refusing to work. The
I'm
game
just saying,
came
bro,
so
we're not
easily
bringing
to
Ben
him
Simmons
so
back.
early
If y'all do that,
the
that's
work
dumb.
effort was never really the point. The talent
That
had
nigga-
already done everything
he
for
ain't
him.
gonna
So
do
when
no
the
way.
talent stopped being enough, Zion reached for the one thing he'd always had, and for the first time in his life, it wasn't there. Zion Williamson is just 25 years old. Ja Morant is just 26. On paper, there is still time. But in order to turn things around, the two will have to do something they've never done before. Ja will need to listen to his doubters and buy into the fact that they are right. He needs to be a team player. He needs to take accountability. Zion will need to work harder than he's ever had in his life. He not only needs to stay in shape, he needs to improve his game. Both of these things are possible, but they're also doubtful. Because the cruelest part of this story is not that the talent is not there. It's that Zion and Ja's own worst enemies are Zion and Ja. So there we have it. Thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, I really think you're going to like the 2 videos that are on the screen. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much for supporting. You are awesome. We all know it. And as always, have an awesome day and cue that music.
That's what I'm saying. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. That's the end of the video. I'm gonna catch y'all next time and shit. I feel like I talked a little too much in this video for some reason. I feel like I did about every video though, but it's like it's always something to talk about. Like everybody just like to say bullshit, and I always have a thought on something. So yeah, don't mind that. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want, y'all can skip past the part. You know what I mean? But yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That's the end of the video. Y'all be safe out there. I be releasing this John by the night. We out. We dipping. I'll fuck with y'all later. You know what I'm saying?